Hey, there we go. What's up, guys? Welcome to today's edition of Collector Cave. I have a special treat. I have been planning this for quite a while now, and I have not opened this figure out of the box yet. So I'm very excited to do that. What have we got? I don't know. What is he got for us today? So today, we have the Mezco 112 Collective Spec Ops Punisher San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figure. And I'm very excited for this. This is the first Punisher in my collection. So I have 34 figures. This one makes 35. This is something I have been very excited about opening. I got a great deal on it from a buddy of mine. So thank you, Jared. I am super excited to open this. So without further ado, first, as usual, check the box and everything. So here, just a little bit of insight about the way I like to run my reviews, just to give you a little bit of a quick synopsis here. I just have a scale of pass or fail. To me, I just think it leaves it up to interpretation because let's face it, we all have different reasons that we like to collect things. Some of us are completionists and we like to get every single figure no matter what the version. Some of you guys are diehard Punisher fans and you want to get every single Punisher figure no matter what. So I'm not exactly like that. I passed on the regular edition Punisher and I should have got it, but I had plenty of opportunities. I mean, that figure was out for a long time. And I just decided not to. I wasn't really interested in the previous exclusive figure. Tried to get the classic edition. Obviously, we all know what happened with the classic edition. So getting this figure, I was really excited because, for one, just looking at the comparison between the classic version and Spec Ops version, me personally, I like the design of this better. I like the overall look of it a little bit better than the classic version, and it's very reminiscent of the classic version, to be honest. I mean, basically what they're doing is they're using the same tooling for each version. They're just changing certain parts and accessories. So they can do multiple Punishers, and it's not going to cost them as much. So what's nice is that for the $85 that this figure costs, you're getting a lot of stuff in the box, as opposed to some of the other figures where we're seeing less and less accessories. For example, all the licensed movie and TV property figures like Netflix Daredevil, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, from Justice League, and from DC Comics. So I think it's interesting to see the differences sometimes into what they put into the figure, what goes in the box. That being said, I think this is a great figure, at least from what I've seen. So let's open it up, see what we've got here, and I'll render my little verdict. But that's what I like to do, as a pass or fail. I have certain things that I look for. I like the design. I like, the outfit, the styling, the interpretation. Those are the kinds of things that I personally look at in my collection. I don't necessarily go for something just because it's another figure of that particular character. I go for it because I like the look of it. I like the design. I like maybe the costume or something like that was chosen for that particular figure. Like, for example, I pre-ordered the Doctor Strange New York Comic-Con exclusive because I love the concept of the first appearance. I think that's a great concept. So I hope that they continue with that idea, because I think that's that's just a really cool concept for them to put out there. And yes, okay, it's basically the same figure, just different color costume, and it's got a little bit different colors. It's basically the same thing. I do like the globe that Doctor Strange is going to come with, at least in that particular version, but that's another story. I'll get to that review. I'm figuring out how to post the review that I did for the Doctor Strange figure. I may just have to do it again. So without further ado, let's crack open this bad boy and see what we've got. For one, we've got the box here, very lovely box. And you guys all can see the Punisher logo. Tomorrow we'll come back. So, this is one thing that I think is disappointing, is I really do honestly miss the window box. I really miss it. They really added something extra special. A Velcro window or magnetically sealed window box that you can just open up, and it makes a difference. It really does. I like that. I think it makes sense. I would say Bring it back, please. Otherwise, you know, I can understand it. You know, for the exclusive figures, if they want to put more stuff in the box, and you make the box a little smaller. So this is, you know, this is the typical exclusive box for the figures. It's a little smaller in stature than the regular release boxes, so it's, you know, it's a different size box. And that's enough about the packaging. Packaging is cool, but I also miss, like, I like the artwork on the back. I miss how they have they open the flap, and you have on the inside flap, you see the window with the figure in it, and on the left-hand side, inside the flap, you have artwork of the character. I like that. And it's a nice touch, and I miss that. So let's crack this bad boy open. Let's see what we got. There he is. There he is. All right. So what do we got? I'm going to angle this down a little bit. So now, forgive the camera work, but honestly, this is just the easiest way for me to do these things. I can't bother trying to get somebody to help me out with the camera work, and mess with the camera and stand behind it and stuff. And yeah, this works for me so far. Hopefully, you guys like it. Taking off the upper tray. Now, this guy comes with a ton of stuff. So I'm just going to take the figure out, and I'm going to show you just quickly, try to view it here. You've got the duffel bag underneath right there. And you've also got the ammunition for the railgun in that lower tray area. This guy, he comes with 4 sets of interchangeable hands, 2 unmasked head portraits, and obviously, as you guys have seen, the 1 masked head portrait. Now, this is cool, but honestly, I haven't really followed the comic books in quite a long time. So I'm really not sure. Maybe you guys can help me out here what the deal is with this. I'm a traditionalist. You know, I kind of, you know, I mean, I don't get this. The Punisher never wore a mask. I don't know why he should. He's always been just such a badass character. He doesn't need to hide from anybody. Why would you put a mask on? I don't. You know, I'm sure there's something I'm missing here, probably from, you know, from the comics or whatever. So forgive me, I don't get it. To me, my Punisher doesn't have a mask. But as far as the paint apps go, it's excellent. They really did a beautiful job on the paint apps here. They, you know, you can see that the eyes have just, that's one thing I love about the Mezco figures. And you can't really, I mean, unfortunately with the camera, like, it doesn't zoom in like that. You can't really see, but if you guys are familiar with Mezco figures, all of their head portraits, the way they do it, they really breathe life into the character. And I love that about the Mezco figures in general, is they really do breathe life into the character. What they do that I really like is they add a glossy coat on the eyes. It's very Hot Toy reminiscent in a miniature scale. What it does is it really breathes some life into the character. It makes you feel like it's more than just an action figure, that it's like a posable sculpture. That's basically what I love about the Mezco figures. It's a posable sculpture. So you have this little beat up head portrait here. He's got a black eye and some scratches. Very nice paint applications here. And also, I love the texture. There's like a texture to the flesh, the mold, like the way it's an excellent job that they did here. Not every figure, you can't really say that about every single figure. But this is what I'm talking about. You may have seen some of my other reviews where, like with Wonder Woman, you know, her face is like, and then those are the different head portraits you get. Mezco, come on, really? Like, that's all? Come on, you can do better than that. I mean, look, he's screaming, he's beat up. That's, you know, that's a totally different display. It is. It's a totally different display, adds a completely different set of emotions. Then you've got the badass mask. And the figure, the head that rests on the figure is a straight, I'm going to hurt you pose. You know, that's just what he's saying. I'm going to kill you. I'm just going to kill you. And so here's a figure. All right. So I'm going to set this down. Okay. We've got a grenade launcher / rifle. Now, I'm not all into the weaponry and accessories and stuff like that. So forgive me. I don't know the names of these things. I just, you know, I really don't. So I apologize for that. But I do know some basic stuff. So just humor me. Sorry. So right here, we've got a bullet magazine That's very nicely detailed. I like when they do this. It's a nice little touch. Lock and loaded. And here in the pack here, there's a spare magazine along with 6 grenades. Pressure grenades, missiles, whatever you want to call it. But it pops right in there. Pops right out. Now, honestly, I don't know why, like, I mean, they could just sculpt that in there and I'd be fine with that. I feel like this, you'd lose something. It's, that's the only, like, it's easy to lose in my opinion. I think it's kind of like, I wouldn't put the stuff in here. I would just keep it in the bag. That's just me. Now this bad boy, this is a pretty sweet gun. This rail gun here is really nice. They do such a nice job. Now this, if you like, compared to other figures, for example, like, Marvel Legends, they suck at weapons. Hasbro sucks at the weapons. They've gotten so much better on the figure sculpt and on the design and the decisions that they make for the body types that they're putting out there. But they suck at the accessories. They really got to do a better job with that. Mezco always does a great job with the details on the accessories, the gunmetal, the paint applications here. Really nice, solid rail gun, nicely done. You guys can see that. Very cool. And there's the ammunition for that is underneath this plastic. I'm going to leave the hands in for now. I mean, you guys have seen. I mean, you've got your standard. I'll say trigger hands. Expressive like hands. Now you basically, this is something I would use where it would support the railgun or the rifle underneath. So when you're posing it, like that's, it's kind of what I use that for, if you see, and it fits nicely like that. Now this I love, Palm Strike. That is sweet. That is sweet. Palm Strike hand. That is awesome. I have to say this is awesome. Look at that. A palm strike hand with the wrist tilted up. Oh, this is beautiful. Come on, people. This is beautiful. Look at that. Detail's very nice. Paint app's very nice. Got nice texture. The gloves have a little cross hatching on there. It's really nicely done. They really do pay attention to detail. Same thing here. There's differences in texture. You get, there's like, you've got the wrinkles in the gloves at the knuckles and stuff like that. It's really nicely done. I gotta love that palm strike hand right there. I mean, that's just like, he doesn't need all the guns, just pow, and then like, dude, perfect. All right, we got an Uzi right here with silencer. Silencer comes off. Silencer goes on. And you're done. Nice. Let's see. Now, I don't want to. Yes, it does. So the comes out. So the magazine for the Uzi comes out, goes in, and there's a spare. Nice. Ironically, it doesn't shoot anybody. It's just that it's nice that they give you one if you lose it. Go to the next tray. Let's see what we got. Oh, so underneath the first tray here, you lift that up. And we've got the rail gun ammunition in there, which is under another piece of plastic. There we go. That's nice. Everything is kept, nice and tight. Now this is nice. It's a rubber. This is kind of like a nice latex rubber, and it's really nice and flexible, so makes it feel a bit more realistic. And you've got a spot where it plugs into the railgun, like so, and very nice. Pretty cool, like that. I'm gonna put that, but just for now. We got that. Okay, now, and then there's the fun grenade launcher at the bottom. That's cool. All right, we got this duffel bag. I'm gonna leave the duffel bag in here, but no, I'm gonna take it out. Who am I kidding? All right, this is pretty awesome. So you've got the strap for the duffel with Velcro. The duffel has a zipper that opens up, which is badass. The straps are great. I mean, this is really cool. Now, it's hard to see, but nice. It really does look like an actual duffel bag. So Very nice, Mezco. Thank you for that accessory. That's very cool. Right. Then of course we've got the baggie. Now I don't know about you guys, but I personally like to draw logos on the white label. This is me. All right, now we move on to the final tray that has the display stand, the ever popular Punisher logo. I'm gonna leave the little plastic piece on though there. We'll leave that for now. But we've got the Punisher logo here. Just gonna keep that on, keep it nice and clean. All right, we've got a hunting knife right here. That's really nicely done. Now, this is the exact same knife that comes with Commander Rogers, by the way. It's just black. The Commander Rogers is silver, but this is a really nice knife. I like the detailing on that, nice texture. Now, we've got this lovely grenade launcher. Look at that. I heard some crunching there. I don't want to mess with it too much, but really sweet. Really sweet grenade launcher. Look at this thing. Look at that. See this? Look at that. Very nice detailing there. And then we've got a handgun with 2 removable magazines. We've got some grenades. You guys, you know, this is the stuff that Captain America came with, the same grenades, and they put it in the Punisher box. So what they're doing, at least they're saving on cost by giving us some retooled pieces. I mean, recast pieces, so they don't have to retool. You see the little grenades. So they got a couple of those, which is really sweet. Now, the bullet effects are awesome. I love these. You can it looks like you might even be able to interchange these with the MDX Joker, the deluxe Joker figure. But look at that. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Mezco does a fantastic job with their effects. They really they do a nice job with giving us all these different types of effects. It's too bad. The only thing I would say that this is missing, given all of these accessories, they give us 2 of the same bullet effect. Now, what I wish they would do is, now you take the Uzi, for example, you pop that in there. So whatever, that's cool. You've also got this for the rifle. Great. Really, it's meant for the railgun, most likely. So you just pop this into any one of the railgun slots and very cool. All right, that's a nice thing. The only thing I would say is I wish it had a blast for the grenade launcher, but you can't, you know, I mean, we could wish that these figures come with everything under the sun. You got your stand here, your display clip. Now, I'm not going to get into this just because, I mean, if you collect the Mezco figures, you already know about this, obviously. What I will say is that it's one of the best figure stands that is out there, in my opinion, the ones that come with the Mezco figures. They fit really snugly into the bases always. They are adjustable with the screws, and it's a really solid base. It does a really nice job holding the figure up. But one of the great things about Mezco figures is that they stand so nicely without the display, without the base. You know, they do their thing. They stand nicely, very nicely without the display bases. So let's take a look at the figure finally. There he is, Frank Castle in all of his glory. Beautiful texturing on the clothing here, on the outfit. I like the rubbery kind of like details on the shoulder pads. I really dig the logo and the way they gave it this extra detail and like body armor kind of a look. If you can see it, but you see how it's got like this texture here and here. It's not just a smooth thing. I like that. It's very leathery. It's a very leathery look. In the back, nice stitching on the back. Sometimes this isn't so nice. This is nice and clean to me. Let's get into the articulation. Okay. Figure's a little on the loose side, a little bit, but what are you gonna do? Nice range of motion. Arms go up. That's as far up as I'm gonna push it. They can go up a little more, but it's not natural. Forward, backward, you know, double jointed elbow, wrist nice and solid, nice and tight. So now what I like to do when I raise up the figure's arms is I twist the fabric back. I don't care if it looks a little weird, but I try to twist the fabric up a little bit so that when you're raising the arms, it doesn't stretch the fabric as much. Because when if you're gonna leave these guys in a pose for an extended period of time, you got to be prepared that the fabric on the figure is going to stretch out a little bit. Now I'm going to pop off this head because he's got plastic on the neck, which is nice. Keeping everything pristine, go Mezco. A little bit of dye rub off on the neck from the collar. Not the end of the world. Kind of, actually the chin covers it, so it really doesn't matter. But, okay, legs. Now, this great ab crunch, by the way, I'm a stickler for the ab crunch. I like the torso to be articulated nicely because there's so much movement and, you know, there's so much movement involved in posing a figure in a really nice dramatic pose that's very lifelike and where the motion is very fluid. So I like to see that there's some good, solid torso movement. Got a really strong ab crunch. Ugh. Very nice. Side to side pivot, very nice. So they did it. It's a nice, solid build on the figure. I mean, this is the same body type as all the other Punishers, really. So, you know, it's the same thing. It's just a different outfit, but it's the same body. From the feel of it, it feels like Captain America body this is exactly the same as the Captain America body. We got double jointed knees. Everything moves up nicely. You can see nice and tight. Ankles were a little loose, but they're getting better also with the ankle pivot. See, I like the ankle pivot on these. You know, I don't feel that they should have a hinge joint. I think the way they're doing this, it works. And it's nice to see that they're kind of expanding the ankle pivot a little bit. Forward and back is nice. You know, so nice job. Everything is moving along nicely here. So we've basically got a very dynamic, very action-packed Punisher. And it's a fantastic figure. Nice detailing, the fabric is great. You know, I'm just trying to play around with it for you guys, just to show you, you know, what you're gonna be doing when you're sitting there with it. So there you go. Now, what do you say? We take some of these hands off. Let's see how we do. This comes off and fits nice and snug. Oh, hey, you guys. Not bad. Pops off that. Let's get the mask on. See, now I'm not going to display mine with the mask on. I don't get it. I mean, it looks badass. It really does. But I'm just, you know, I mean, there's no point for me to do that because I don't understand it. But that's just me. Now, I feel as though the palm strike hand is necessary right now. Okay. Peg fits nice and tight. Oh yeah, that's sweet. Palm strike. So how is it that we're going to do this? Basically, I'll do this. Gonna do that. Very martial art kind of a motion here. What do you think? Boom. Oh, look at that. That's all right. It's a slippery table. Now you just got to find a balance. Play with it. Find a balance. There we go. Palm strike. That's pretty cool. Nice. So that, my friends, is your Spec Ops Punisher. Take this off. And the pose. I'll figure out a cool pose for this, but I'm not going to bother you guys with that now. Seeing what it can do. You just got to see what it can do. Soldier at the ready. Feet are a little loose. That's a little disappointing, but not the end of the world. Is it worth complaining to Mezco? No. Okay. There we go. Voila. Guys, this is a fantastic figure. Nice detailing. Great addition to the collection. If you can get your hands on one, go for it. It's a great piece. It's worth it. I would say, if you love the Punisher, any one of the Punisher figures is really going to make you happy. If you're a completionist, obviously you're going to want to get this anyway. I'm a little disappointed that the feet are so loose, but there's really not much I can do about it, other than just be careful with it. And that's just, it is what it is. But I give this a definite pass. Lovely figure. I'm very happy with it, and I'm really glad to be able to add this to my collection. And also, I'm really glad that I got the version with the white boots and the white gloves and the white belt. Spec Ops. I don't care if it's Spec Ops or not. That made no difference to me. What I love about it, honestly, is that it's very reminiscent of the classic, the classic variant Punisher. It's just a beautiful figure. So that is the Spec Ops figure review. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's a little long. I'll be trying my best to keep it, but trying to give you guys a real intimate look at the figure, playing around with it a little bit, show you all the pieces it comes with, and articulation is excellent, detailing excellent, all around top-notch figure. Enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time on Collector Cave.